Hello there, Dustin Harris, the Appraiser Coach, excited to bring you another video in this series of mobile technology and utilizing mobile technology in the field as a real estate appraiser. In the past, I've given you videos of me actually walking around the property and walking through a property on a typical appraisal inspection, and unfortunately, you were unable to see the actual screen during those videos. So what I want to do in this particular video is take you through the screenshots and show you, and I'm actually going to be on an actual appraisal inspection, so I'm going to be telling you what I'm doing. Obviously you're not going to be able to be seeing me as there's not video on me on this particular video, but you will be able to see my screen and know what I'm doing because I'm going to describe it as I go through. Now one caveat is you can't see the finger. That sounded funny. You can't see my finger touching the iPad, so I'm going to describe to you the best I can as we go through this inspection so that you know what I'm going to touch before I touch it. So right now I have in front of me the A Mode app. By the way, if you're using Phoenix Mobile, this is very, very similar. So just apply the principles in general, and pretty much it's very similar. I've used both apps, and they're very, very, very similar. So if you follow this, you should be able to twist and turn it and tweak it just a bit to work on Phoenix Mobile as well. I'm in the A Mode app. I'm going to go to existing files. I'm here in my car, by the way. And by the way, this is the file I'm going to open up, is the one I'm going to do. I've redacted the address so that we don't reveal too much, but I'm in a little city called Victor, Idaho, a little vacation town just outside Jackson Hole, Wyoming, just over the hill from Jackson Hole. Beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful, gorgeous area, and so anyway, this will be fun. I've already taken the comp pictures in the neighborhood, and I've actually already taken the picture of the front of the house and the street views as I drove into the driveway so that I didn't get my car in the picture. And so those are already there. By the way, I use a Kodak camera. I do not use the iPad camera because I do use an iPad 2, which does not have the best resolution, and no iPad so far has a flash. And so I just always carry my camera with me. It just works a little bit better, and I'll show you in a moment how to transfer those pictures into the iPad. Now, I'm sitting in my car in the driveway, and I tell you that because I do a lot of work in the driveway before I actually get into the inspection itself. Now this happens to be a home that is furnished, but nobody is home, and so I can talk to you freely without a borrower looming over me, as you know how fun that typically is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just looking through here, and I'm in the order screen first of all, and just kind of just looking through to make sure everything looks correct, and it does so far. It looks like everything is fine there. I'm going to go to the neighborhood. Usually there's not much I'm going to do on the neighborhood. Now some people fill out the boundaries while they're in the neighborhood. I don't, because it's something that I do later, and it's something I don't really need to do on site. Okay. Sometimes I'll fill in the HOA fees if the homeowner knows it, but gratefully my staff has already filled those in for me. By the way, I utilize my own sister company, which is Your Appraisal Office, yourappraisaloffice.com. They're the ones that actually filled in the HOA fees for me, so that's one of the services they provide to our clients. And so that is always helpful because it's already there. I don't have to worry about it. Let's go to the site. Looking at the area, looks like that's probably about the size of this particular property that I'm sitting on, so I know that's probably accurate. I'm going to go down here, and the view is not neutral. It actually is a beneficial view, so I'm going to click on that. Now notice I didn't type in beneficial. I just clicked in the field, and then over here are the quick lists on the right, excuse me, left side, and I can just choose any of those quick lists. Those are the UAD quick lists. There's also customized quick lists that I put in as well, which I'll show you, and I clicked on the beneficial. It filled itself in. It skipped directly down to the next field, so I'm in the field of factor 1, and the benefit is this happens to be on a small lake, so I'm going to hit water. And it also happens to be on a golf course as well, so I'm going to click in the Factor 2 field and click on the golf course, which will fill itself in as well. Again, I don't have to write that. On the utilities, I happen to know that this is a community well system, so I'm going to click on this, and again, I'm going to use the quick list. It is a propane system, which is not public, so I'm going to unclick public, and I'm going to click on other because it's privately owned. And the sewer is a private sewer. Now, by the way, notice something. I'm actually in the sewer field, but it's not popping up. That is one of the bugs in the program, which is fine. You just click on something else and then click back in, and it should pop up just fine. This is a community septic, which I consider a public system. Now we go down here and the street is paved, but it is not public. Unclick that. It is a private road. I'm going to go down here to the improvements section. This happens to be a 2-story. So there's 2 stories there. The design is a log home design. Year build is 2002, so I'm assuming that the effective age is probably around 8 based on the exterior. I have not been on the inside yet, and so I'm going to maybe change that as we get inside and see how we are. There are no basements in this area. These are crawl spaces only. If there was a basement, I could fill out this other stuff, whether there's an exterior entry or not, what the percentage finished in the basement is, that kind of a thing. Okay. On the exterior description, this is a concrete foundation. I can see from where I'm sitting. It is a log exterior wall. They are in good condition. Comp shingle. Actually, no, this is wood shingles. Gutters. There's actually no gutters. The windows are good. And so we've got all of that filled out. Now we're into the interior section, which obviously I can't fill out until I go to the interior. So let's step outside the car now, and we'll start on the exterior of the home. Okay, I'm now in the entryway. I'm going to actually just take off my boots here. I normally like to do that as a courtesy, even if the homeowner isn't home. And while I'm doing that, I'm actually going to move this. You can move these anywhere you want, by the way, which is really, really cool. You just click on them and just wait till they turn a certain color, and you can move them around and resize and everything you want to do. So we're here on the first floor, so I'm just going to expand that a little bit here. And I am holding the iPad and Disto in one hand. They're connected together. I am holding the camera in another hand, and I'm just going to take pictures here. So there's a picture of the entryway, and as I do that, I'm going to click on the tags, the labels, and just call that the entryway, which happens to be right there. So I'm just clicking on the label, and then I click where it is. Walk around the corner here and take a picture of the bedroom. Very nice bedroom. I'm taking note, high-end carpet. Moving around the corner to the bathroom, I can see that it is all ceramic tile, also tile in the bathroom. So I'm just going to make note of that. Taking a picture of the bathroom, and I'm actually going to take a picture of myself in the mirror at this point. No, I'm not vain. I have had clients question in the past as to whether or not I am actually in the inspection. And so I've just made it a habit of I just take a picture of myself in the house every time, and that way there's no question. I'm walking back through the hallway here, and I'm assuming there is, yep, washer dryer. So I'll take a picture of that. I've got a bedroom back here. Again, I'm just taking note of the materials. We've got pine, trim, very, very nice. Very upgraded home. Walk around here, and so by the way, let's go back here. Washer dryer is right there. Then I've got a bedroom back here, and around the corner here I've got a bath, which I am taking pictures of as I go through. And that's really the main floor. This is one of those unusual houses. It's actually typical for this area to have the living space on the second floor. So I'm going to walk to the second floor, taking note of the high-end wood floors and all the built-ins. Just really, really a nice place. Okay, so yep, sure enough, we've got a living room, kitchen, dining room on the second floor. So, by the way, I don't have to wait until I'm done with the interior to start making notes on what I'm noticing. I can close this right now, and I can come down to the interior section, click on that, and say, okay, this is carpet, tile, wood, good. Sheetrock is good. There's lots of wood trim, which is good, and there's a tile wainscot in the bathroom. I can put all that there. Now, one thing I notice is there's no place to put granite countertops, even though there is granite in this particular property. So One thing I can do is utilize, there's a little pencil with a squiggly mark up there in the right, top right. That is the note taker. You can click on that and you can actually write anything you want. And so I'm going to put granite countertops. The other thing is a la mode for some reason does not have a place to put the fireplaces, and so which is kind of weird, but nonetheless it's not there. And so I'm going to put that on this as well. Now, how does that get transferred into the report? Very simply. I use my own service. I have a company called Your Appraisal Office. I use that service, so when I'm done here, I'm going to upload it to Your Appraisal Office. They are then going to look at my notes, and they're going to transfer that into the report itself, into the right areas. So it will say granite countertops in the notes, for example, and it will have a fireplace in the correct section, even though on this particular form, you can see there's no place for those amenities. Okay, and so utilizing that service is very helpful because now I can go back and start making adjustments and don't have to wait for anything else. So I'm just taking pictures here as I go through, and so I'm going to start just entering what I'm seeing here. And we've got a dining room here. Actually, it's a little bit down, so I'm actually going to click on that and drag it. You can do that, edit anything you want. It's really cool. Kitchen area, which is right there. There's a nice big pantry. It's not your typical pantry. It's actually a walk-in pantry, so that's definitely going to go on the sketch itself. And there's actually a little dinette area off the dining room that I want to put in there as well. Back here, I assume we have a bedroom, and sure enough we do. First of all, there's a half bath here. I'm taking a picture of that. Big bedroom back here I can see. And by the way, lest you think I'm just rushing through this, I'm actually taking a lot of mental notes as well as I go through and noting the quality and the upgrades throughout. And so then, when I get done with that, I can close this and I can just start updating things. Just come up here to the top. First of all, effective age. This is actually very well taken care of, and so I'm just going to update that to 5 rather than 8. Come down here, sure enough, it does have a crawl space. All the exterior stuff is correct. I'm just scrolling down through here. Interior stuff I filled out as we went through. It also has some logs on the walls, so I'm just going to actually delete some of this. And this shows you also how you can utilize the keyboard as well. There we go. So now I've got sheetrock log good. Again, trim is already on there. Attic is actually, there is none on this particular property, I can see. Propane forced air is correct. Central air is correct. Forgot on the exterior, I made note of it on the video, but I forgot to mark it here, and so we're just going to put multiple there for patios and decks. The porch is a typical porch, and I don't usually click on anything unless it is enclosed or if it's covered. But this gives me an opportunity to show you something else. You can actually add your own quick lists on the fly. Let's say this had an enclosed porch. It does not, but let's say it did. On the quick list, you can see all I've got is covered there because enclosed is not very popular, but let's say I wanted to go ahead and put one in there. What I would do is I would actually just type in the word enclosed, and then I'm going to, over here on the quick list, I'm going to hit add. And it's going to say, okay, is that what you want it to say? And I can even change the short name if I wanted to, enclosed. And then hit save. And now, next time, so if I don't have anything in here, I can now hit enclosed, boop, and it pops it in for me. And I'll have that forever. The garage was not a one car, it's actually, or not a 2 car, it's actually a 1 car. It is attached. Driveway, looking at it, yeah, probably about a 2 car driveway. Condition of property is definitely a C2. Again, I'm putting that in on the fly here. The kitchen and bath have not been updated in the last 15 years. I can see that right away. This is a 2002 on the year built, and it looks like it's all original, though it's well taken care of. And so once you have looked over each of these screens and made sure that you haven't missed anything, you just kind of just search through each of these and make sure that you just give it a once over and make sure that you got everything in so that you don't miss anything while you're on site. It's now time to put your pictures in. Now this can be done one of two ways. Some people actually utilize the tablet or the iPad while they're doing the inspection to actually take the pictures with. You can do that. You just go here and then you just click on this and then you actually click on the take photo. I'm not going to do it here, but you can do that, and it will take the photo and you can put it right in directly to the report. Or you can do what I do, and that is I utilize what's called a camera connection kit. Now it's about a $30 accessory that you can pick up at any Apple store, or you can pick it up at the at Walmart or online at Amazon.com. But it basically is just a little, about an inch by 2 inch little cube that actually you just plug it right into your connection section of the iPad where you would put your power cord. And I'm just going to do that now. As I put that in, all of the pictures that I've taken pop up just like that. And so at this point, what I can do is just hit import all. By the way, you'll see a lot of other pictures on there as well. I took my comp pictures before I got to the inspection so that I can put everything in at the same time. I would suggest that you do that so that everything can be shipped back to the office. Now it's going to say, hey, do you want to keep these pictures or do you want to delete them? I always keep everything just in case, just as a backup. So I would suggest you do that as well. So at this point, we can get back into the report, choose the existing, and it's going to say, okay, where do you want to choose these from? I'm going to put the last imported, and that will give me all of these pictures. So let's just start here with the street scene. By the way, a la mode is a little bit buggy when it comes to pictures because it only allows you, believe it or not, to do the front, rear, street, interior, and comp photos. You can't label anything else. So, for example, if I use this picture, which happens to be the lake, I don't have a choice here of putting lake or even customizing that. I don't like that. Phoenix Mobile actually allows you to customize all of the pictures, which is a plus. But the nice thing is I just put interior here, and when I send it back to your appraisal office, they actually take that information and they notice that, oh, gee, that's a picture of the view. That's definitely not an interior picture. And so they automatically change the title to that, so you don't ever have to worry about it, which is great. So let's just go here and we're going to choose the rear photo as well, put that in. Now, I'm the type of guy that I'll take lots of pictures, but I'm not going to put all the pictures in the report. There's two reasons for that. Number one, it increases the upload time, and especially in the areas where I work where there's not really a strong signal, you want to reduce that upload time as much as possible. But the other reason is because it's just not needed, and I'm not the type of person that just puts extras in just for the heck of it. I'm different than a lot of appraisers that way. I like to have everything in my work file, and all of these pictures will go into the work file, but as far as what I actually upload to the client, I don't think it's necessary that I upload the picture of the washer and dryer to the client, unless they specifically ask for all rooms, which, as you know, many clients do. So I'm just, casually putting pictures in here. I've got the kitchen, got the living room, got all of the bathrooms, and we should be good to go. 1, 2, 3, 4 bathrooms, that's correct. I've got living room, I've got kitchen, I've got front, rear, and I've got street. All good. I'm going to just throw in the master bedroom just for kicks and giggles, just to show them at least what one bedroom looks like in this property. And then we close. Now, I want to put in the comp photos as well, but I don't put the comp photos in on this page. I actually close this out, go down to the comparable section, and click on the comparable, and there's the photo. So I choose existing, and these are not in any specific order, just in the order that I actually took the pictures. So I'm just going to click on these one by one. Now you can actually put your comps in before you go to the property, and that is a way to do it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And if you do that, you will actually have the addresses in here, which allow you to put in the correct ones. And I think I got them all. Hope I didn't do one on 5, so we'll get that in. There's that one. Okay, so I can just look through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So all of my comp photos are in there. That is wonderful. At this point, I am ready to upload the report. Okay, the final thing we do here is to upload the report to your appraisal office, and that's obviously the company name that I use. It's my sister company, yourappraisaloffice.com, or you can upload it to yourself or to your secretary or what have you. So at this point, we've checked everything over, everything is in there, we're good to go. Now, the point I want to make and emphasize in a huge, dramatic way is don't ever upload a report without first making a backup. Making a backup is very, very easy on this particular app. All you have to do is in the upper right hand corner, click on that folder. Once you do that, you're going to email the file. Okay? It's going to ask you PDF or XAP format. Don't worry about the XAP format unless you happen to use Total 2011. Just upload the PDF format. Now what the PDF format does is it does not transfer into your software, but it gives you a backup of the sketch with the dimensions, gives you a backup of all your pictures, and it also gives you a backup of all of the data that you put in on the inspection. Very, very important if you happen to be driving down the road, you open the window and your iPad, happens to fly out the window and hit the street and crash into a bazillion pieces, and for some reason, in addition to that catastrophic event, somehow the cyberspace blew up between you and the office, and for some reason your report did not download correctly, which, believe it or not, does happen on occasion with technology, as you can imagine. So, always send a PDF format to yourself. It's going to come up here and it's going to say, okay, where do you want to send it? I'm just going to send it to your appraisal office, which is where I send all of my stuff. And we'll just go right there and hit send. And it's off. It's good to go. Now at this point, all I have to do is save and close. Once I save and close, I can now upload this puppy, and it works very, very cool because what happens is that by uploading it from the field, I then have the option of coming back, sitting down at my desk. Everything's been done for me between the field and the time that I need to do comps, and it works just great. Now, what I need to do at this point is just hit the desktop sync button, which is the third one down, you can see there. Now, I'm not currently hooked up to the internet, so you're not going to see this come across. In fact, it says pairing network timed out, which means I'm not hooked up to the internet. But if I was, the synchronize now button would be pushed and this thing would be uploaded. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes, and it uploads it, and we're good to go. The email that I sent out previously tells your appraisal office that this is on its way. They wait about 10-15 minutes, make sure it comes across, and then they download it on their side, do the unsyncing process. That is a term that I coined. Basically means prettying the thing up. We go into the sketch, make sure it looks right, make sure all the data from page 1 transfers over to the grid, and make sure all the pictures are labeled, and then we send that to your desktop, and then you have an opportunity to come back and that easily start working on the report without any extra work. So anyway, good luck to you. I hope this has been helpful to you. If you watch this video in combination with the other videos, I think that you'll be very, very pleased. In fact, I can upload this thing right now. I did hook up to the internet while I was talking here, so it's going to be sent off right away, and we'll be good to go. So it's uploading now. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Go create some value.